Good afternoon, or is it morning still? So we're continuing session from yesterday, and today we will be talking more about the technologies themselves. Yesterday we set the stage. We talked about how Russians arrived to the idea of creating one very special technology, which is called scanner, but we didn't talk about how this technology actually works. So today I will be introducing this technology as well as two other technologies that are on a cutting edge or bleeding edge of the health science. And we will be talking about the actual mechanism of action and applications of these technologies, because I think you need to know that. We call the topic of our today's presentation 21st Century Medicine Chest. And that's why it is. Well, ask yourself, what's in your medicine chest? And if you realize that the most sophisticated thing in this is a thermometer, then it's time to update your medicine chest to match the 21st century advances in health science and in physics. Yesterday we started talking about scanner, and I showed you at the end of the presentation a very interesting case of regeneration of the shoulder bone. Remember that little boy that had osteomyelitis of his shoulder bone at the age of 1, and the last picture was him at the age of 8, where he regained the full structure of the shoulder bone as well as full function of his shoulder bone, which regenerated completely. That was the beginning of that technology. It was one of the first applications of that technology, because this case actually started in 1996, which was like 19 years ago. What I didn't tell you, and I didn't have time to present it yesterday, presentation was cut short, is actually my personal experience and how I got into this field. And this is a question I hear all the time. Everyone asks me, okay, you were a conventional medical doctor, you're an eye surgeon, what actually enticed you, what motivated you to move into holistic medicine? And in my experience, what actually happens with all conventional medical doctors, that we only move to the area which are known to us, which is uncomfortable zone, when we are motivated with a personal challenge. And that's what happened to me. On the picture is my son, Dennis. He is my only son. And at the age of 4, he was diagnosed with a Tourette syndrome. For those who don't know, Tourette syndrome, and I'm assuming everyone knows, but Tourette syndrome is a tic disorder. So when a child started having tics everywhere over his body and uncontrollable, it's not a physical, nothing wrong with the intellectually, just an opposite actually, and nothing wrong with them physically. It's just nervous system that shoots all of a sudden, and they have this uncontrollable tics, which unfortunately label them as freaks with their kids and get them bullied, and basically it's really socially, it's really difficult life. So needless to say, I was terrified when Dennis was diagnosed with Tourette syndrome, and he was 4 at a time. I was single mother, and being a conventional medical doctor, I was an assistant clinical professor in the university in the Department of Eye Surgery, so I had access to the best, like the best doctors, the best professors, and I searched for answer everywhere, and I did not find it. And if anyone, I don't wish it on anyone, but if you guys actually met personal challenge like that with your child, you know that not having answers is the worst. At least when you know what you're doing, you know there is a light at the end of the tunnel, you can do something. But when there are no answers and you feel hopeless, and you're watching your child in terror, knowing that his future is bleak, that is terrifying to a parent, and it creates constant stress, because like I watched Dennis every 4 seconds having these tics, and that was awful. all over his body. So, no answers from conventional medicine. I had to open my mind, and that way I came across scanner as a technology, which helped my son. He is now 31. We have a beautiful grandbaby, Leo. He's 1 year old now, and he's actually Eurasian. His mom is Malaysian. So he's happy. He has a full life. He doesn't have a trace of Tourette's. And it wasn't a one-day miracle. It was a struggle for about, I would say, 7 years. We gradually, as Dennis grew, we gradually progressed. And by the age of 16 or 17, he was basically completely okay, completely normal. He never felt rejected by a society because of his disorder. Needless to say, that saved his life, social life, his ego, his self-esteem, his emotions, and of course mine, reflectedly, because, well, 2 lives saved, basically. When I realized that, thank you. I knew I have to take this technology so other people have a choice, other people have options to do the same thing for themselves and their loved ones. This is something I just had to do. And that's where I became a holistic physician, and I started taking the scanner technology outside of Russia. It took us a while for the scanner technology to become accepted in the Western society, but now I can talk to you about it, and I'm very happy that I can. Today I would like to talk about the technologies, how they work. So yesterday we already established that technologies that we work with, they need to do one thing, and one thing only. They need to establish a coherence in the system. They need to establish a harmony of being, the harmony of systems working together. Coherence is not easily understood. I actually gave you an example yesterday, and last night I thought, okay, why wouldn't I give you a little bit more impressive example? So here it is. We will listen to a little music fragment, which is an orchestra playing Thus So Zarathustra. It's a symphony which is very beautiful, and I will ask our techie guys to put the music on. That's the sound of coherence of the system. Beautiful, beautiful. That's a sound of your healthy body playing the symphony of life. Now, the same music, please. Now, did you get an impression what the disease sounds like with the same music? So, that is sound of incoherence. That is the sound of your body when it's not wealthy, when it's not healthy, when the parts of your body are not working together in harmony. And we want to return them into that state of harmony of being. How we can do that? Well, disease can unhappen and the body can become healthy again if the communication is established in the system again, if all cells and organs in your body start communicating better, start working better, start working in harmony and in synergy. Well, coherence depends on communication between different parts of the body. And let's see how communication is actually perceived. Communication, as we know it in conventional medicine, depends on two systems. It's a nervous system which connects every part, and nervous system works on electricity, on electrical impulses. Another system which is responsible for our harmony of our being is the hormonal system or endocrine system. And that communicates through the molecules, through the chemicals. But just think about it, like communication through chemicals and chemical molecules, is it a fast one? It's a very slow way of communication. Even communication through the nervous system is a very slow one as well. Like if we would only depend on the nervous system to communicate, we wouldn't go that far. So it must be something else. So what do you think, how our body actually communicates? What's the high-speed internet of the body? Any ideas? Energies, absolutely, and not just energies, light. Our body communicates through coherent light. And we know that DNA emits the coherent light in the body, which is spread all over the body through the body's fiber optics. Body's fiber optics actually was not well known until quite recently, but then was discovered that the body has this, well, it was the structure, the anatomical structure was known for quite a while, called microtubules in the cells. So in the middle here, over here, you can see how microtubules actually look like. And for a very long time, it was considered to be a skeleton of the cell, and that's it. But then it was discovered that it's part of a connective tissue. Connective tissue, by definition, is the tissue that connects things. So microtubules actually have a very interesting structure. And on the left, on the bottom left, you see the structure of microtubules. It has the certain proteins called tubulins, which are very conductive, and they transmit light just as fiber optics does. And in between, there is a water. But there is not just any water, it's a structured water. It's that beautiful water that Japanese scientist Dr. Emoto froze and showed you this beautiful snowflakes. That's that type of structured water. So microtubules actually transmit coherent light that DNA emits, and that's the main way, it's the body's high-speed internet. That's how the body communicates. So we are well when we are filled with coherent light, bottom line. However, in order to improve communication in the body, we need to improve all communication systems. So we need to think about how we can improve the nervous conductivity, how we can improve hormonal balance and the messenger molecules, and how we can improve the communication through the high-speed internet. So we looked and we searched several technologies. We selected for ourselves and to offer to you, to home healers, 3 main technologies that are standalone things, but they work perfectly in combination. And the combination of the 2 of them, it's the one that I started talking to you about yesterday, called the scanner, or self-control energy neuroadaptive regulator. And the second technology is a soft laser, or low-level laser. You probably heard about that. Low-level laser, much better known than scanner or cosmetic, because it's the older technology, and it's been around for a while. What we found that this technology works as yin and yang, We will be talking a little bit more about that. And there is a third technology that actually provides the environment for scanner and Cosmotic to work better. We call it the Solaris Health Blanket. That's energy blanket. So the combination of these technologies, for simplicity purposes, we call the healing fusion, because when do three technologies together, you have three technologies together, you get the effect that the combination of them is much more than just the sum of its parts. So you get a complete healing system which can do more than each technology can do separately. Technologies come from different countries, and yet they just provided for that perfect combination, which now we work with for about 10 years, and we offer everyone as the cohesive system. So as you can see, scanner actually evolved into Cosmotic technology, so it's the same technology, just evolved, so scanner, Cosmotic, and low-level laser and Solaris blanket. Let's see what it can do. Here is the example. On the left, there is a third-degree burn, which a lady had when she worked at the cafe, and she just happened to pour boiling water on. It was an accident. And that was a third-degree burn. As you can see on the left, skin literally is falling off her arm, and it's totally swollen. So that's the end result on the right. They told her that she will be crippled for life. She will need several skin grafts, and as you can imagine, probably scarring, bad scarring after a burn like that. And to prove to you that it's the same arm, the same hand, here is it in dynamics. This all has been done in 6 weeks, consecutively. You see 6 photographs. Photograph was taken each week. So that's from the left to the right. You can see the progression every week. It took only 6 weeks for that burn to heal to the extent that the only thing left was slight discoloration of the skin. It regenerated completely, and even discoloration after a while was gone. So it took only 6 weeks for a person to get her job back and to be back to what she was doing before. So that's what these technologies can do. Now let's see what this technology actually are. Low-level laser. By definition, low-level laser is a source of coherent light, and that's what we want for the system. We want to re-establish the level of coherence in it. So that's a difference between just incoherent light, like sunlight or light from any kind of electrical light source, and then